Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak is less than 3 weeks away and we just got an insane leak. As always, this could be fake, so do take it with a grain of salt, but if this is real, this opens up a bunch of potential for Sunbreak. So the leak shows a loading screen with a map in the Rise loading screen art style with the generic block of text regarding a character in the game. The part of the leak that is insane is the monster lineup we have scattered across. Of course, I won't be showing the image in this video as I don't want to be taken down by Capcom, but I will provide a link to it in the description. It may be taken down, it may not be. But in this lineup we have Garen Golem to the left of the screen with Seregios close to it, and then on the left side, just cut off the screen, we have the subspecies of Somnicanth, or at least it appears to be. It does look very similar to what we've seen Somnicanth looking like. Of course, this is in its cartoony form, or its arty form if you would like to call it. And then we have the far right side of the screen, we have Lunagaron with the tail of Astalos just getting onto the image, and of course the rest of its body is cut off. And then in the far background we have Raknikadaki, or what possibly could even be a subspecies of it. I'm not too sure, but it does look extra red compared to the normal version, so I'm assuming it is a subspecies. It might be like a Savage Deviljho type take on the Raknikadaki monster, as it is a lot more fired up, so it's not exactly a different element. It's still going to be a fire variant, but it does look extra angry. At least that's my take on it from just giving it a quick glance. But then we have the bottom right quarter of the screen, and that's where things get extremely exciting. So starting off with the monster that's more towards the center, we have Espinas, which is a frontier monster, specifically a Zenith monster, which is absolutely insane. We did get Magnamalo, which took on the moveset of a frontier monster in the base game, but now we are finally getting a new frontier monster added to the mainline Monster Hunter games. The last time we got a new monster from the frontier games was back in Generation 2 with Larvesiov and Hypnocotris. Of course, Hypnocotris was left behind in Generation 2, but Larvesiov did make a few more appearances throughout the series, at least specifically the mainline entries of Monster Hunter. Assuming the leak is not fake, I think this is extremely cool. I would love to see a lot more frontier monsters brought to the mainline series, as of course for a lot of us, I'd say the majority of us will find these as new monsters rather than just older monsters being brought back. As at least for myself, I've never played any of the Frontier games, and even if I really wanted to play one of the Frontier games back when it was online, I probably never would have, just because of how much effort and how much of a process it is to get it running outside of Japan. But regardless, there is some additional hints that may back up this leak as well. The first being this screenshot from Capcom's Twitter, which shows the character in the image sleeping alongside a green plant with orange tips. This could be a reference to Espinas, which is a monster that sleeps at the initial stage of a fight. Shout out to you, one of my moderators from my Discord, for pointing this out to me, as well as the other point that Espinas was actually supposed to be in Freedom Unite, but was cut due to Frontier fan backlash. So it would make a lot of sense for them to add it in eventually, considering they had plans so long ago to implement a Frontier monster to the mainline series. And of course, this is one of the monsters that aren't too over the top in terms of design, and would probably fit pretty well with how it's designed originally in a Monster Hunter game today in the mainline series, of course. But to top it all off, and pleasing many fans, assuming you weren't already hyped about our Frontier Zenith monster, and of course the other monsters that have already been showcased in the actual official marketing material, we have Gore Magala. This was a monster on the lineup that had me so hyped that I jumped to making a video on this as soon as possible. Of course, do take this with a grain of salt, but if this leak is not fake, then Sunbreak is looking to have an incredible roster for the G expansion, and I could not be more excited for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. I think it's about time we finally got a solid flagship return that wasn't Zenogre or Nagakuga. So it is extremely cool to see Gore Magala, the flagship of Monster Hunter 4. But guys, let me know down below what you guys think of this leak and how much more excited you are for Sunbreak. Of course, do take it with a grain of salt, as you don't want to be disappointed due to a fake leak that gave you false expectations. Drop a like on the video, as always. If you did enjoy, it is extremely appreciated. It does help out the channel a ton. And subscribe for a lot more Monster Hunter content. Of course, Sunbreak is very close to releasing, so there's going to be a massive influx of content, of course, from a lot of the bigger creators, as well as me. So I would love to have you guys here. Don't forget to join our Discord, links at the top of the description. There are lots of awesome hunters in there, and we would love to have you with us. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.